Speaking of which, everybody got a nice tour of some of the upgrades of the Browns facility, and they made a lot of them. This is one of the experiential rooms, and what it is, 2 interactive video rooms that have 25-yard wide video screens, allows for players to do film study outside of the typical classroom setting, and it allows more of a simulation of what they would see come game day. So 25-foot video screens to help for film study. Kevin Stefanski talked about the experiential rooms.
When you're trying to teach, Mary Kay, you so often hear us talk about teaching and learning, and we just feel that that's a great classroom for the guys to have an interactive meeting, if you will. And you saw it's a beautiful facility. Those rooms in particular, we're getting to know them. There's so many things that we can do in there. We're really scratching the surface, but an opportunity to not just sit in the old, stale classrooms of yesteryear, where you can now go in there and really show the guys an audio visual that gets really captures their attention. So the guys have responded really well to it, but we are still, as a staff, figuring out all the different things that we can utilize with those rooms in particular.
And Tim, the upgrade to the weight room was just as eye-popping. It goes back to the players' survey that they had, so that's one of the reasons that the Browns made the upgrades. Those things, I mean, that's kind of cool. I got to be honest with you, it's life-size film study.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people say one of the best ways to learn is by doing, and it's a pretty clever idea. I think you can see in the video, there's like 4 projectors stacked up. They have the hash marks laid out, and the idea that you can kind of simulate a lineup and be out there physically looking at stuff as far as a field perspective, it creates a different type of film study. Obviously, certainly more interactive than just sitting in a desk or at a table just jotting down notes. Kind of reminds me a few years ago, we were talking beforehand when Brian Kelly would give his quarterbacks virtual reality helmets for film studying, those different types of things. So I'm a big technology guy. I always love that kind of stuff, and it's very interesting. And like you said, obviously with the Browns getting criticized recently but in those player surveys for not having great weight rooms and those different things. Certainly, based on what you see this morning, that the Haslams really stepped up and made sure that the team had some great new equipment to work with. It'll be interesting to see how that continues to evolve going forward.
Yeah, and you know what? It doesn't surprise me. Jimmy Haslam's been willing to spend money on everything relative to that franchise, so not surprised.